Grand Floridian? No. Art of animation? Nah, maybe. The contemporary? One of the hardest parts of planning a Disney World visit is deciding where to stay. Everyone has an opinion, and there are some very popular hotels that always top the best of lists. But what about the Disney World hotel underdogs? You know, the ones that are just as good, if not better, than the most popular resorts, but they don't get nearly as much love. And just a warning, we have some really strong opinions about this list. Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're talking about the best underrated Disney World hotels according to AllEars readers. And we went straight to AllEars.net along with our social media followers to compile this list directly from you to help your fellow viewers decide which of the best underrated hotels are worth checking out. Your pick for the fourth best underrated hotel in Disney World. Wilderness Lodge. Wilderness Lodge opened in Disney World in May 1994, and it's conveniently located a short boat ride away from Magic Kingdom. Featuring a rustic design inspired by Old Faithful Lodge in Yellowstone National Park, you'll also find Pacific Northwest artifacts on display, as well as authentic Native American details like totem poles and wood carvings and an incredible 82-foot tall fireplace. Dining options range from table to quick service, and if you step outside, you'll find a geyser that shoots off a few times a day.
There is truly no shortage in things to do at Fort Wilderness. You will find two different swimming pools, the Meadow and the Wilderness swimming pool, along with archery, Tri-Circle D Ranch, and even a campfire.
An anonymous reviewer said, "Fabulous. This resort is stunning. The grand lobby is stunning. Beautiful resort with subtle Disney theme. Reminds you of Old Faithful Inn. Close to Magic Kingdom by ferry. Food options, including Whispering Cafe, are great. Would definitely stay here again."
Table service restaurants at Wilderness Lodge include Storybook Dining at Artist Point and Whispering Canyon Cafe. And the Roaring Fork is a quick service spot for grabbing breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can also stop by the Geyser Point Bar and Grill for a poolside meal or Territory Lounge for a drink. There are two pools to choose from at Wilderness Lodge, and in the evening, enjoy a campfire and sometimes even s'mores. If you want even more campground activities, the Fort Wilderness Resort and Campgrounds is a short distance away for all kinds of fun like horseback riding and fishing.
Listen, what can I say? I love eating at Walt Disney World, and Wilderness Lodge is a great place to eat. It's got one of my favorite lounges of all, Geyser Point Bar and Grill, where you can sit on the Seven Seas Lagoon. You can even watch the electric water pageant go by if you time it right. Drink an enjoyable cocktail, some brisket, melty cheese dip. It's really, really good, and a fabulous bison burger. You've got Roaring Fork, which is, in my opinion, an underrated quick service restaurant that serves some unique dishes like chicken and waffles compared to like your normal quick service restaurant at a hotel. I also like the Territory Lounge, where you can get Chardonnay from the Pacific Northwest infused cheese fondue, which is like, who doesn't want to dip bread into melted cheese? I do. And Artist Point, which hasn't reopened yet, but it is a very fun restaurant where you can meet Snow White and some other characters from her story at an upscale character dining experience. Also Whispering Canyon Cafe, one of the most fun restaurants in Walt Disney World, where you get those signature skillets full of your barbecue food, your ribs, your chicken, your potatoes, and the servers have a lot of fun with you and they mess with you, and it's a really good time. So Wilderness Lodge has some good eats, and I commend them for that.
For some fun transportation, Wilderness Lodge provides a water taxi straight to Magic Kingdom, or for less fun but more destinations, you can take a bus to other Disney parks. Because Wilderness Lodge buses also service the campgrounds, the internal bus loop may add time to your commute. While Wilderness Lodge is close to Magic Kingdom, it's kind of far from other Disney parks. And if you're looking for a lot of Disney theming, you will not find a ton of it here. But you can at least try and find all the hidden Mickeys in the lobby. An anonymous AllEars reviewer said, "I love this resort. Cast members are always friendly and helpful. They go out of their way to make your stay magical. Beautiful grounds, amazing lobby, and a relaxing boat ride to Magic Kingdom. I've stayed in 7 different hotels on property, and Wilderness Lodge is my favorite."
Another anonymous reviewer said, "This is by far the best hotel on Disney property. The theming is beautiful and tastefully Disney. Feels homey. Great transportation. Whispering Canyon is such a great restaurant. Great deluxe resort to stay at without paying $600 to $800 a night."
The pros. This is a great spot for people who want to spend a lot of time at Magic Kingdom with the added benefit of a direct water taxi. The rustic wilderness details make Wilderness Lodge feel oh so homey and warm. There's two table service restaurants, quick service, poolside eats, and a lounge, so you won't go hungry. The cons? Buses at Wilderness Lodge have several bus stops to pick up guests at the campground, so it adds time to your commute to other Disney parks. This resort doesn't exactly scream Disney, so if that's what you're looking for, you might be disappointed. Being close to Magic Kingdom also means being a bit farther from the other 3 Disney parks. Your pick for the third best underrated hotel in Disney World. Pop Century. Pop Century is a Disney World value resort, which means it tends to be on the budget-friendly side of Disney hotels. With over 2,800 rooms, Pop is themed after decades from the 50s to the 90s, so you'll find lots of fun retro decor like a giant laptop, a Rubik's Cube, even a giant bowling pin. Remember bowling? Pop is close to Hollywood Studios, and there are multiple pools for guests to choose from, and the lobby features a cafeteria-style food court and a gift shop. On an important note, Pop Century is located on the Skyliner line, which means guests have quick transportation to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Overall, Pop Century is a value resort that's very much worth staying at. You are getting newly updated rooms along with some of the best transportation at Disney World by being right on the Skyliner. So that's going to take you directly to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or other hotels.
Reed 2015 said, "If this was a rating for value resorts, this would be 10s across the board. Perfect location and great pool bar. You have the Skyliner and you can walk to Art of Animation to use their bus if needed. This is our go-to resort."
Each Pop Century building is themed after a different decade, so you'll find decor depending on the building's time period. There's also touches of Disney throughout the hotel grounds, like Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head or a giant Lady and the Tramp. Pop takes up 177 acres, which means some of the buildings can be pretty far apart. And depending on where you're staying, you might have a long walk from the lobby to your room. And let's be real, these rooms are not fancy. You're not going to find a ton of bells and whistles here, but it's budget friendly. And if you spend most of your time in the parks anyway, it can be a good place to stay. Reviewer Disney Freak JME007 said, "This is one of my favorite resorts on property for a more budget-friendly trip. It's not the fanciest resort on property, but when you're on the go and looking for a place to rest on property, this place is great."
Okay, I get that Pop Century is not the fanciest resort, but it is one I would recommend to a lot of people. I think it's underrated because of how much you get for the cost. You are on the Skyliner, so you've got easy access to Hollywood Studios and Epcot and the other Skyliner resorts. The rooms have just been refurbished, so they're a lot nicer than maybe you've experienced before. You're walking distance to Art of Animation, so you've got access to their food court as well, which serves better food in my opinion than everything Pop. So if I was gonna recommend a value resort to someone, it would probably be Pop Century now.
While many people talk about Art of Animation as the best value resort that you can stay at, Pop Century is definitely underrated. You are going to be getting it for a better budgetary price than you would for Art of Animation. Typically, a room is going to cost you less there, and you are getting a lot of the same benefits. Specifically, you are getting the Skyliner, which is going to get you very easily to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, or some of the other hotels.
You can grab breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Everything Pop Shopping and Dining Food Court, where you'll find classics like Mickey Waffles, burgers, pizza, and more. If you head outside, you can grab a drink poolside from the Pedals Pool Bar. On select evenings, guests can watch movies under the stars outside by the Hippy Dippy Pool, or play some games at the Fast Forward Arcade. Reviewer KDKUEB80 said, "We stayed here for a week in October. We love Pop. It's our go-to value resort, and with the Skyliner, it is a game changer. We paid extra for a preferred room this time, and even with that, it was still a hike to Century Hall transportation. It was sold out and very crowded, but never got too loud." The pros. Quick and easy access to Hollywood Studios and Epcot is a huge benefit. Saving money at Disney World can be a major benefit, and if you don't care about extras, Pop is worth the stay. The nostalgic decor and the Disney details around the hotel grounds make that long walk to the lobby a little bit more fun. The cons? This is a huge hotel, and you might find yourself quite a distance from the lobby and the Skyliner. You're not getting all the extras here. It's more of your run-of-the-mill basic motel room. The only on-site dining spot is the cafeteria, so you won't find table service or diverse options here. Your pick for the second best underrated hotel in Disney World: Coronado Springs. Coronado Springs is a moderate resort that opened in August 1997, and it also includes the much newer Grand Destino Tower that opened July 2019. You'll find 1,917 rooms and suites situated in 3 villages around a 15-acre lake, while there are 545 rooms in the 15-story Grand Destino Tower. Coronado Springs features a 95,000 square foot convention center and is the first moderately priced convention hotel in Disney World. The hotel's theme is inspired by the American Southwest, with northern Mexico themes and decor, and the Grand Destino Tower's decor comes from Spain and Salvador Dali. And don't sleep on the pools either. The Dig Site Pool Complex has a Mayans ruin theme with the largest hot tub on Disney World property.
Let me just tell y'all that when I went to the grand opening of Grand Destino Tower, I was blown away by how incredible this, specifically the tower, is at Grand Destino. It feels like a luxury resort. It's very, very classy. I wouldn't say it's the best for like kids or like people that want a big Disney vacation, but if you're childless millennials, if you're on a honeymoon, but like looking for something more budget friendly, it feels fancy, it feels luxurious. It's a beautiful hotel, some incredible dining options that feel very upscale for the price. I love Grand Destino Tower. It's definitely one I would consider doing a staycation at, or I would recommend to young couples or couples on a honeymoon or celebrating a big anniversary. It's beautiful.
Star Tours 1401 said, "We just returned home from our week-long honeymoon stay at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, and we loved it. We booked a room in Grand Destino Tower and were very impressed by its deluxe feel. The room was spacious and comfortable with a spectacular view. The cast were warm, welcoming, and helpful. I strongly recommend this resort."
Both Coronado Springs and Grand Destino Tower at Coronado are completely underrated moderate resorts that are pretty similar to deluxe resorts at Disney World. The lobbies for both are absolutely stunning. Truly, you feel like you are walking into a deluxe resort. You're just paying moderate pricing.
If you're hungry in Coronado Springs, you have so many options to choose from. And even the table service restaurants aren't as difficult to get reservations for as many other Disney World restaurants. Dining spots include the El Mercado de Coronado Food Court, Cafe Rick's, Maya Grill, Rick's Sports Bar and Grill, Siesta's Cantina, Laguna Bar. And when it comes to Grand Destino Tower, you can dine at Toledo Rooftop Restaurant, Dahlia Lounge, Barcelona Lounge, and Three Bridges Bar and Grill. While Toledo is an upscale rooftop restaurant with sweeping views and Spanish cuisine, the Three Bridges Bar and Grill is a lakefront restaurant with a more casual feel.
Oh, you want me to talk about the food again? Listen, there is so much good food at Grand Destino Tower alone. Like, Coronado Springs has some decent restaurants. You've got Maya Grill, which is better when it reopened, but we are gonna focus right now on Grand Destino Tower. First of all, you've got Toledo, which is up on the top floor. You can actually see most of the parks from the restaurant.
I'll warn you all, this goes on for a while. She really likes the food there. So we'll check in with Quincy real quick to get us another review.
An anonymous reviewer said, "This is such a hidden gem. The resort is themed gorgeous. I mean, have you seen the lobby? Whether you stay at the tower or regular rooms, they are pretty. Not to mention the food there. The lounge had the best croquettes I have ever had. I've had them too, they are so good. Overall, such a winner for us and not too expensive, for Disney at least."
Gin and tonic that you can get with house-made saffron, oil, and orange, and it's delicious. Not oil, syrup. You knew what I meant.
Coronado Springs is a romantic resort, but it's not heavy on the Disney theming. And as is the problem with many moderate resorts, the different hotel buildings are quite spread apart, meaning you might be facing a long walk to get around the resort. Also, the bus loop can take much longer than other Disney parks, meaning you need to build in a longer commute time, especially considering Coronado is a pretty fair distance from most Disney parks. Some of our reviewers are not super impressed with this hotel, like reviewer Courtney193, who said, "Only okay. The Three Bridges restaurant was very good. The room was okay, but nothing special. The resort was clean. Our preferred room was a short walk to the pool and bus stops." The pros. There are so many restaurant options here. Whether you want table service, quick service, casual, or fine dining, you'll find it right here. You get some deluxe type amenities for moderate prices, which makes Coronado more accessible to many people. The tower atmosphere and rooms really deliver that deluxe feel at a moderate hotel. And combined with the lower prices, it's a majorly underrated Disney World hotel. The cons. You're looking at a long bus commute with several different bus stops, so it might take you a little longer to get to the parks. Depending on where you're staying, your room might be a long walk from the hotel lobby. This isn't the most conveniently located Disney World hotel, so you're looking at more time spent traveling to the parks. Your pick for the #1 best underrated hotel in Disney World. Port Orleans French Quarter. Port Orleans French Quarter is a moderate resort located near Disney Springs, and it's actually just reopened. This is one of the smaller, more walkable, moderate Disney World hotels, with its sister resort, Port Orleans Riverside, a short distance away. This hotel opened in May 1991, and it's themed around the city of New Orleans. So it's known for unique style details like shutters and wrought iron railings straight out of the French Quarter. Also, you can get Mickey beignets here, so do you really need to know anything else?
Mickey beignets, New Orleans theming, Mickey beignets. There's really no downside to French Quarter. I think there's a reason that this is always voted as one of the most popular resorts. You are getting moderate pricing, but a truly amazing hotel where you feel like you have escaped from Disney World.
An anonymous reviewer said, yes, 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 this resort is my favorite. I've stayed at Caribbean Beach and Riverside as well. French Quarter is amazing. It is so serene. The size is perfect. The boat to Disney Springs is the icing on the cake. I will gladly wait as long as I need to in order to stay here.
Mickey beignets.
There are not many places to eat at French Quarter, but it's not difficult to walk to nearby dining spots at Port Orleans Riverside. Sasagula Float Works and Food Factory serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner quick service style. And you can also visit the Scat Cats Club, which is where you'll find the Mickey beignets, or Mardi Gras for some snacks and drinks.
Let me tell you what, there's one reason and one reason only to stay at Port Orleans French Quarter, and it's beignets, but that's not what I've been told to talk about in this particular moment of the script. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna get your beignets. There's no question about it. You're gonna have to get your beignets.
Mickey beignets?
But the food outside of that is not spectacular at Port Orleans French Quarter. You can walk over to Riverside where they have a similar quick service location. I do think the French Quarter quick service is better, but over at Riverside, which is just a short walk away, you can go to Boatwright's, which is their full service restaurant. It's a little bit underrated in my opinion. It's Southern food. It's pretty good and it's easy to get a reservation at. But more importantly, you can take a short boat ride over to Disney Springs, and we all know Disney Springs is the holy grail for foodies. You've got James Beard award-winning restaurants, you've got Polite Pig, you've got Jack Lindsay's Hangar Bar, you've got like the food at Disney Springs is where to go, and you are conveniently very close when you stay at Port Orleans.
French Quarter is close to Disney Springs, and when the Sasagula boats are operating, it's even easier to get there. Otherwise, travel is mainly done via buses, and sometimes the commute times can be long. Reviewer Fish and Goofy said, "My spouse and I honeymooned at Port Orleans French Quarter. We couldn't have picked a better place. We absolutely love the feel and vibe of the resort. It was super quiet, the room was immaculate, and in the evening you could smell the honeysuckle and other flowers on the boats to Disney Springs. The only problem we had was that the buses took forever, which we knew well in advance this would be the case and planned accordingly. I think this resort is perfect for adults-only trips, as there were very few small kids while we were there."
It is truly one of a kind and a very special place to stay. Mickey beignets. Mickey beignets. Mickey beignets?
The pros. Mickey-shaped beignets, the key to our hearts. With 1,008 rooms spread out between 7 three-story buildings, this resort is not nearly as spread out as some of the other moderate resorts. The French Quarter details are beautiful. It's worth a visit just to check them out once. The cons? If you want a lot of food options, you have to walk to the sister resort Port Orleans Riverside or visit another area of Disney World. If you're looking for super Disney theming, yeah, you won't find it at Port Orleans. This is not a resort easily accessible to Disney parks. But wait, there's more! I know, this is totally unexpected and unprecedented, but our team felt that this list was incomplete, that the true best underrated hotel at Disney World was not even represented. So as a very honorable mention, I present to you the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin.
Hold on. Are you telling me we did a whole video about the most underrated hotels in Walt Disney World and the Swan and Dolphin didn't make it? That cannot possibly be the case. The Swan and Dolphin are often forgotten, but they get huge perks, even though they're Marriott hotels on Walt Disney World. They're walking distance to 2 parks.
Are you looking for a Disney hotel within walking distance to 2 Disney parks? Check. Are you looking for Disney hotels with a variety of dining options? Check. Are you looking for a Disney hotel with several different transportation options? Check.
Haha! Gotcha! With a bonus hotel. Well, I guess 2 bonus hotels. The Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. A lot of people do not consider them Disney hotels, but they are very much on Disney property and they're actually in the best location. You have walking paths to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. You have access to the Skyliner and you have boat transportation to either of those parks. Then on top of that, Swan and Dolphin does provide transportation by bus to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. Cheap. It is so cheap. All of the Disney resorts, Disney-owned resorts right in that area are expensive as all get out. They're deluxe resorts. Every single one of them is located on Crescent Lake right there. Swan and Dolphin, you can get rooms for half of what you might see at Boardwalk or Yacht or Beach. Another big bonus, which you might not realize, I have slept in a bed at almost every single Disney World resort hotel, and the best night's sleep I've had was at the Dolphin with that Westin bed. The pillows weren't as good. I love a Disney pillow, but that Swan and Dolphin bed, oh, it is so good. It's so comfy. I could have laid in there all day. They have amazing dining and a wide variety of dining just at Swan and Dolphin, and then you have access to dining at the Boardwalk, Yacht, and Beach, and then you can walk to Epcot. This is a foodie paradise, first of all. Second of all, third of all, what rule? Swan and Dolphin is certainly underrated. It's probably the most underrated on this whole list. I also saw, one time, a bald eagle sitting on one of the swan heads. So, if it's good enough for eagles, it's good enough for you.
These hotels may not be owned by Disney, but you have access to Disney transportation, a short walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and you're right next door to Disney's Boardwalk. You'll find larger hotel rooms at lower prices than Disney's deluxe hotels, and there are loads of award-winning restaurants within the hotels. The Swan and Dolphin are truly the best underrated hotel, at least according to the AllEars team. And that does it for your list of the best underrated Disney hotels in Walt Disney World. What did you think of this list? Did your favorite underdog resort make it? Or did you feel like your fellow viewers got it all wrong? Head over to AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney Parks related, hotels, restaurants, rides, and more. You have the power to change this list right now by leaving your own review, and who knows, your opinion may be included in a future episode. If you like this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up. Be sure to stay tuned to AllEars TV and AllEars.net for more Disney news. Follow us on social media at AllEars.net. New to the channel? Check out our other AllEars videos right here. And please subscribe to AllEars.net. That's down over here. And then clang the little notification bell. You'll immediately get notified when we post a new video. This is Chris for AllEars TV. See you next time.